Today in this video, we're going to wrap up our series of how to get a mortgage in 2025 for my first time home buyers. And what we're going to be talking about is down payment and closing cost assistance if you should use it. Check it out. Hi, I'm Rhonda Burgess. I'm a real estate broker and mortgage underwriter here in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and my firm is Southern Living Realty Partners. Okay, I'm going to close it out with this video right here. We've done this whole series about how to get a mortgage for my first-time home buyers. Again, my first-time buyers may be people who've owned a house previously, but you haven't owned one in the past 3 years, and the people who have never owned a house. So what we're going to talk about is something that is very important. We've talked about, and I'll link the videos in the description, we've talked about credit, we've talked about income, we've talked about your debt to income ratio, and we've talked about the property and how the property can affect your debt to income ratio and all that good stuff. The final thing I want to talk about is down payment and closing cost assistance and how that can affect you. There are a lot of, at the time of this recording, there are a lot of government programs that can assist you with your down payment and your closing costs. And most of the time they're local to you, meaning, you know, if you're in Michigan, there are programs for Michigan. There are programs maybe for your county or your city or for the state of Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So there's different ones. So you just need to do your homework, look around, you know, see what works for you, what works in your area. But one thing I want y'all to remember is when you get down payment assistance and or closing cost assistance, you have to have a shorter DTI. You have to have a shorter debt to income on the back. Meaning, if normal FHA debt to income is saying 41%, right? And we've run you through the desktop underwriter and it's saying 41%. When you add on down payment and closing cost assistance, let's say you get it from, I'm going to use my state, for example, Tennessee Housing Development, THDA agency, Tennessee Housing Development Agency. If you get funds from THDA, they have grants. They have grants that you don't have to pay back. Or they have grants, they have loans, whichever way you do it. Grants, loans, whatever. Just know that normally you have to have a shorter debt to income. So if you were already at 41% to afford this house, you need to find you another house. You need to find you a less expensive house. Because normally when you use down payment or closing cost assistance, you can only have maybe a 36% debt to income on the back. Maybe you can only have 38. Normally it's about 36%. So do you see how you've lost 5%? You cannot go up to 41% if you're getting down payment assistance. They will only allow your debt to income ratio to be 36. Because those programs are giving you money that you should have been bringing to the table. Okay? So when you choose to use those programs. And I'm not saying there's anything bad with using them. I just want you to understand that there are rules when you use those assistance programs. So then your debt to income ratio has to be shorter, period. That's all there is to it. And those are the rules of those programs, period. There's nothing else. It does not matter that the underwriting, that the desktop underwriter said you could go to 41. When you start you start requesting assistance from them, they're going to be like, okay, but just know that your total debt to income can't be no more than 36, because that's two separate underwritings. I need for y'all to understand what happens. So if you called up Matt, he going to run it for you. And he said, okay, you good to go up to, you can buy this amount of house and your debt to income is right here. But then you say, well, I really want to get down payment assistance. I seen this program. I'm a teacher. I can get down payment assistance. Wonderful. Just know that that's going to bring that back end ratio down. So you may not be able to afford, let's say it was 400,000 at the 41% DTI. You may have to go down to 375. You may have to go down to 370 because you're using down payment assistance. That's just how that works. There is no free lunch. I'm going to say that one more time. There is no free lunch. Sometimes it may not be in your best advantage to use down payment assistance or closing cost assistance. It just may not. I know those programs help people get into a lot of houses. I've had so many clients who have used, especially where I'm at, THDA. It's wonderful. It's a great program, but just know that you're going to need a little bit more money. Or you may have to buy less because you are getting assistance. Okay. And a lot of times your down payment assistance, closing cost assistance program comes with education. You may need to take a home buyers class, whether it's online or in person. There may be other things that you got to do, just because you're using that assistance. I'm not saying assistance is bad, but don't be shell shocked. Okay. Don't be shell shocked. Some of y'all want to use programs that may offer more assistance if you're buying in a certain area of town. That's cool. We have no problem with it. But you need to look at what those properties are in that area. A lot of times they're trying to move those properties because nobody's buying over there. Maybe it's up and coming. Maybe it's a blighted area for some reason and they're trying to revitalize it. You need to look at it. Because, again, it's just like we say, all money ain't good money. To me, all assistance ain't good money. All of it ain't, so just make sure that if you're looking at using down payment or closing cost assistance, number one, what are the rules of the program? What are the rules of the program? Do your homework, read, go to the website, call them if you have to. Find out, do you qualify or do you not qualify? Because the worst thing you can do is you go out here, you done called up your real estate agent, you good to go because you haven't done the homework. So you call up an agent, you out here looking at property, you find a property you like, you make an offer on it and everything's peachy keen and wonderful because you just know you getting down payment, you getting closing cost assistance from this program. And the program is out of money. I'm telling you, the program be out of money. Especially if you're looking at, everybody try to do something when they get their income tax back. If you letting the government get a free loan off of you, that's cool. I have no problem with that. That's on you. But you getting your income tax back and you thinking, oh yeah, but so that's gonna be my down payment. I'm gonna get closing cost assistance over here, and they out of money. They out of money by April. They out of money by March. Okay, either they out of money or you don't qualify. You don't qualify. You just saw something, or you heard your cousin, sister, friend, girl says she used this program, and so I know I can. If she get it, I can get it. Again, you don't know what somebody else's situation is. You don't know what somebody else's credit is. Okay, and then you done got all excited because you done wrote this offer. Your offer been accepted, and you really think you finna get this down payment assistance, and you don't qualify. You make too much money. You're not buying in the right area, or you got to shorten that DTI, and now don't know work. Don't do that. Do your homework ahead of time. But just know that 99.9 times out of 100, there are some stipulations with that free money, with that assistance. And you need to see if that's going to work for you before you even get started. Okay, that was part 5 in our series that we've done about how how to get a mortgage in 2025 for my first time home buyers. I'm gonna have other videos going forward. I will link all the previous videos here. I'm gonna put them in their own playlist so you can keep up with them. And we will have more videos going on because there's other little nuances about getting a mortgage that you need to be aware of. I hope this has been of help to you all. And like I said, I'll have more videos coming on. Thank you. And as always, have a blessed day.